Do you feel like when you're playing Marvel Rivals and no matter what you do, you just keep getting eliminated over and over again? Like you're trying your best, you're using your abilities, you're fighting back, but somehow it still feels like everyone else is just better than you? You might wonder why some players just seem to win fights so easily while you're struggling just to survive. Listen, it's not because they're way more skilled than you. Most of the time it just comes down to the small mistakes that beginners don't realize that they're making. And in this video, I'm going to help break down the top 5 beginner mistakes in Marvel Rivals that are probably costing you fights right now, and more importantly, how to fix them so you can start winning more games. Without nothing else to add, let's get into it. Yo, what's up everybody? It's Jonathan Plays Gaming, your boy, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 beginner mistakes in Marvel Rivals. Now listen, you might be new to this game and you feel like you keep losing. You're not trash. You're probably just making these mistakes that are costing you fights. This game moves fast. There are abilities flying everywhere, teammates running all over the map, enemies diving you, and sometimes you don't even know what hit you. So in this video, I'm going to help break down those top mistakes, explain why they hurt you, and show you what you can do instead so you can start playing smarter and win more games. With all that being said, y'all, let's jump into mistake number 1, rushing into fights alone. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes in the whole game. I see a lot of new players that see the enemy team and immediately run straight in saying, yeah, I got this. But no, gang, you don't got this if you're not fighting with your team. Marvel Rivals is a team game, not a solo game. So even if you're using a strong character, you can still get melted down in 2 to 3 seconds. The problem with rushing into fights alone is that not only you give the enemy team a free elimination, but your team has to fight without you, which makes the whole thing harder. So instead of just running in, check where your teammates are first. Before you push, ask yourself, is my team with me? Do we have a support nearby? Am I about to fight the whole enemy team by myself? If the answer is yes, then back up. You want to fight when your team is ready, not when you're just feeling brave. The better play is to move in with your team, wait for an opening, then attack together. You don't always have to be the first one in. Sometimes the smarter player is the one who waits an extra second, because that 1 second can be the difference between making a good play and getting instantly deleted. Number 2, spamming abilities too fast. Now, I know it's tempting. You load into a match, you get to the mission area or whatever, you instantly try to press every button trying to unlock a secret combo, but that can mess you up. Abilities are not just for damage, at least not all of them. They can also be for escaping, defending, setting up plays, and surviving. If you use up everything immediately, but then when you actually need an ability, it's going to be on cooldown. That means you can't escape, you can't protect yourself, you can't finish the enemy, you're just standing there waiting for your abilities to come back. And that's a bad spot to be in. So instead of just spamming everything, think about what each ability is for. Some abilities are good to start a fight, some are good to escape, some are good to stop enemies from pushing, some are good to finish off an enemy if it's already weak. You don't need to master everything instantly, but you do need to stop wasting abilities for no reason. So here's a simple rule. Use one ability, see what happens, then decide what to do next. Don't just throw out everything at once. Also pay attention to your escape ability if your character has one. A lot of beginners waste their movement ability just to get into the fight, and then they have nothing left to get out. That's how you get trapped. So be smarter with your cooldowns. Save something for when the fight turns bad, because in Marvel Rivals, surviving is just as important as getting eliminations. Number 3, not playing with your team. Now this connects to the first mistake, but it's slightly different. Some players are not exactly rushing in first, but they're acting like this is a solo game, which is not. They go left while the team goes right, they chase one enemy across the map, they ignore the objective, they try to be the main character every fight, and I get it. Sometimes you want to make a crazy play, but if you're always separated from your team, you're going to make the game harder for yourself, because your team gives you protection, pressure, and backup. When you're near your team, the enemies will have to worry more than just you, but when you're alone, you'll become an easy target. Another big part of the team play is understanding your role. For an example, if you're playing a DPS, your job is not always to chase kills, you need to pressure the right enemies, especially in dive composition. Your job is not to take on every enemy you see, like tanks, but instead your job is to punish squishies that are out of position or forcing off cooldowns on enemy supports, giving you and the team the opportunity to eliminate them. If you're playing a tank, your job is to help create space for your team so you can guys push up. But if you're playing support, your job is to stay alive as long as you can and help your teammates stay in the fight. Now here's the biggest thing. Stop playing like every fight is a 1v1. Most of these team fights are going to be fights together. So before, if you're just chasing somebody, look around. Is my team still fighting the objective, Is my support getting attacked? Are you leaving your team behind just to chase one low health enemy? Sometimes chasing one person is not worth it. You might get the elimination, but if your team loses the whole objective, that wasn't a good trade. So play with your team, stay aware, help the actual fight. That's how you're going to win more. Number 4, picking random characters without understanding them. Now, I'm not saying you can't try new characters. You definitely should. But if you just pick a random character, but then don't understand their abilities, that's when you're going to struggle. Every character has a different job. Some are better up close. Some are better off from distance. Some are better at protecting teammates. Some are better at diving at the back line. Some are needing good aim. Some are better at positioning. So if you pick a character just because they look cool, but you don't know how they work, that's when you're going to play them the wrong way. For an example, if your character is better at range, but you keep running into straight close fights, you're going to lose. If your character is meant to dive and escape, but you dive in with no plan, that's when you're going to get stuck. If your character is meant to support the team, but you keep trying to play like it's a duelist, that's when your team is going to fall apart. And in Marvel Rivals, supports is the most important thing in the game. They're so OP, you know what I mean. So here's what I recommend. Pick 3 characters to learn. That means 1 duelist, 1 vanguard, and 1 strategist. You don't need to master the whole thing right away. Just learn what their abilities do, learn when to attack, learn when to back up, learn what fights they're good at, and learn what fights they should avoid. Once you get comfortable with a few characters, then you can start branching out. That way you're not just guessing every match. You actually know what your character is supposed to do. And trust me, once you get better at the character, the game will start feeling less chaotic. Number 5, bad positioning. Now this one is huge. A lot of beginners think losing fights is always about aim or damage, but sometimes it could be because you're in terrible spots. Bad positioning means putting yourself somewhere where the enemy can easily punish you. For an example, standing out in the open, standing too far from your team, standing where you have no cover, standing where the enemies can attack you from multiple angles, pushing in too deep with no escape, ignoring high ground or safer angles. Now here's the thing beginners don't really think about. Different characters and team comps play the game differently. You got playstyles like brawl, poke, and dive, and etc. You don't need to master this right now, but you do need to understand the basics. If you're playing a poke style character like Phoenix and Hela, you shouldn't just stay in the middle of the fight. You want to keep your distance, apply pressure safely, and avoid getting collapsed on. If you're playing a brawl style character like Blade and The Thing, you're meant to be closer to the fight. But that doesn't mean you just go in running alone. You need to stay in with your team and still be aware of where you are. And if you're playing dive composition like Spider-Man, BP, Black Cat, your position is going to be even more important because you're going in and getting out of fights quickly, targeting specific enemies, and getting out before you're easily punished. So if you're playing the wrong position for your character or your team's play style, you're going to lose fights even if your aim is good. If you're always in the middle of everything, you're going to take damage from everywhere. And when that happens, it feels like the enemy is just better. But really, you made yourself easy to hit, guys. Good positioning means you're making the fight easier for yourself. Use cover, stay near your team, don't stand still in the opening, don't push yourself far unless you know how to get back out. Try to stay in the fight from places where you can escape if things go bad. And also pay attention to where your enemy team is. If you only look straight ahead, somebody can flank you from the side and you won't even see it coming. So move your camera. Check your surroundings. Don't get tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is sort of like when you focus on one enemy so bad that you forget everything else that's happening around you. And that's exactly how you get jumped. A good player is not just aiming. A good player is also thinking, where am I standing? Can my team help me? Can I escape? Am I about to get surrounded? If your positioning gets better, then your whole game gets better. So let's run down to the things we've talked about. The top 5 mistakes are rushing the fights alone, spamming abilities too fast, not playing with your team, picking random characters without understanding them, and bad positioning. And listen, these aren't big, complicated problems. These are just small habits that add up every single game. Even if you fix just 2 to 3, you will notice a difference instantly. You'll survive longer, you'll win more fights, and overall, the game will just start feeling more easier. Alright, so now that you know the top 5 mistakes you are probably holding you back in Marvel Rivals, here's the real thing that I want to take away from this video. You don't need perfect aim, you don't need to be some pro player, you don't need to stop making these small mistakes consistently. But just know Once you clean it up, your gameplay will start to improve way more faster than you think. Now I want to hear from you guys. Which mistake are you making right now? Be real, don't cap. Are you rushing into fights? Are you spamming your abilities? Or are you just picking random characters and hoping for the best? Drop them in the comments, because I'm reading everything and I might turn to your struggles in the next video. And if this video actually helped you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and stick around, because I got more guides that are coming up just like this that'll help you level up even more faster. And that's all it for today, y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.